Containerize an application. For the rest of this guide, you'll be working with a simple to-do list manager that's running in Node.js. To complete this guide, you'll need the following. 1. Docker running locally. 2. A get client. 3. An IDE or text editor or edit files. Docker recommends Visual Studio Code. 4. Have Python installed in your computer. 5. A conceptual understanding of containers and images. In the previous videos, I show you how to install the Get client, how to install Visual Studio Code, and also how to install Python. Get the app. Before you can run the application, you need to get the application source code onto your machine. 1 point. Clone getting started repository using the following command. Get space clone space https://github.com/docker/getting-started.get. This is a peek in Visual Studio Code of the package.json. Once I clone the repository, I open Visual Studio Code, and pretty much this is a peek. Right now I want to show you the theory first of what we are gonna do. In the next video I'll show you how to build it in real time using Visual Studio Code and the Docker desktop. 2. View the contents of the clone repository. Inside the getting started/app directory, you should see the package.json and 2 subdirectories, the source and the spec. Build the app's container image. In order to build the container image, you'll need to use a Docker file. A Docker file is simply a text-based file with no file extension. A Docker file contains a script of instructions that Docker uses to create a container image. 1. In the app directory, the same location as the package.json file, create a file named Docker file. You can use the following commands below to create a Docker file based on your operating system. In the Windows command prompt, run the following commands listed below. Change directory to the app directory. Replace the /path/2/app with the path to your getting-started/app directory, and you type in cd space /path/2/app. Create an empty file named Docker file. Type space null space greater than sign space Docker file. 2. Using a text editor or code editor, add the following contents to the Docker file. $ space syntax =$ Docker /Docker file : 1. Next line. From space node : 18 -alpine. Next line. Run space apk space add space -- cache space python 3 space g++ space make. Next line. Work there space /app. Next line. Copy space dot space dot Next line. Run space yarn space install space hyphen production. Next line. CMD space open brackets open quotation marks node close quotation marks comma open quotation marks src, that is the source, slash index.js close quotation marks close brackets. 3. Build the container image using the following commands. In the terminal, change directory to the getting started app directory. Replace the /path/to/app with the path to your getting started app directory. cd space /path/to/app. Build the container image. Docker space build space -t space getting started space that. The docker build command uses the Docker file to build a new container image. You might have noticed that Docker downloaded a lot of layers. This is because you instructed the builder that you wanted to start from the node colon 12 -alpine image. But since you did not have that on your machine, Docker needed to download that image. After Docker downloaded the image, the instructions from the Docker file copied in your application and used yarn to install your application's dependencies. The cmd directive specifies the default command to run when starting a container from this image. Finally, the -t flag tags your image. Think of this simply as a human readable name for the final image. Since you name the image getting -started, you can refer to that image when you run a container. The dot at the end of the Docker build command tells Docker that it should look for the Docker file in the current directory. Start an app container. Now that you have an image, you can run the application in a container. To do so, you will use the Docker run command. 1. Start your container using the Docker run command and specify the name of the image you just created. Docker space run space -dp space 3000:3000 space getting started. You use the -d flag to run the new container in the detached mode in the background. You also use the -p flag to create a mapping between the host port 3000 to the container's port 3000. Without the port mapping, you wouldn't be able to access the application. 2. After a few seconds, open your web browser to http://localhost:3000. You should see the app. I created that app. This is a peek that of my Visual Studio Code and the Docker desktop application. I built it over there, and if everything is successful, you can go to localhost 3000 and you should be able to add items and delete items. In the next video, I'll show you how it's done. 3. Go ahead and add an item or two and see that it works as you expect. You can mark items as complete and remove items. Your front end is successfully storing items in the back end. At this point, you should have a running to-do list manager with a few items, all built by you. If you take a quick look at your Docker dashboard. You should see at least one container running that is using the getting started image and on port 3000.